Hey everybody, this is Modern Refugee. Today I'm going to show you guys how I make my canned corned beef hash. Corned beef hash was something that a lot of the old timers they would can and they would make, and this is a bit of my take on that recipe. I've kind of updated it and I've kind of changed it to suit my own, I guess, tastes and style on how I can. Now, I'm going to give you a disclaimer right from the get-go. I'm probably breaking some canning rule somewhere along the line. This is just the way I do this, and I'm going to share it with you guys, and you guys can decide whether or not this might be right for you. Back behind me there on the counter, I got my corned beef, and that corned beef I cooked last night in the crock pot. And I cooked it with about a tablespoon of my homemade pickling spice and a bottle of Budweiser beer. And then I cut it up in about 1-inch pieces, and that's going to be the base for this canned corned beef hash that I'm going to make. I did videos on both the crock corned beef and the pickling spice, so I'll drop links in the description for those videos. And I'm going to get started here mixing this stuff up. I'm going to show you guys how I do this. And here is my cooked corned beef that I transferred into the bowl. I cut it across the grain, so you can see I got the small pieces of corned beef here in the bowl. This corned beef was put in the crock sometime in November, so it's really full flavored. I don't have to add any salt or anything into this. It's going to have enough to flavoring in it to flavor the potatoes as we can this. Corned beef is fairly tough, so you don't have to worry about this breaking down too much. It's definitely going to have a better texture than any commercial canned corned beef hash that you get. It is not going to have that mushy texture that is so common with that canned corned beef hash. And this actually fries up really crisp because I leave some of the fat on the corned beef when I cut it up to put into this. Got my old canner here, Nebuchadnezzar, waiting to be used. Now I'm going to throw my potatoes into this. Now I don't spend all day peeling potatoes and cutting them up for this. I actually have adapted the recipe to use these hash browns here, these southern style hash browns with the onions and peppers in. Again, it gives it another layer of flavor. It's really good, and it makes making this really simple. All I do is I dump a package of this in to my corned beef, and I mix it up so it's uniform, and then pack it into the jars. Now, I had probably about 4 pounds of corned beef to start out with when I started cooking it in the crock pot last night, but the corned beef, that cooks down quite a bit, so you're going to lose a lot from the liquid loss and the fat loss when you're cooking this down. So anyway, I'm going to get my potatoes mixed into this now, and then I'm going to fill this into the jars, and we're going to get the canner going. And this is what the corned beef hash looks like when it's mixed with the hash browns. The hash browns I set out on the counter, probably a good 45 minutes before I'm ready to use them, so they have a chance to thaw out. You don't want to have frozen hash browns which you're packing into your jars. You want everything to be uniform temperature. You can see there the fat is starting to solidify a little bit on this corned beef hash, and that's what you want, because when you throw this in the pan to fry it, that's going to give it a real good flavor, and you're not going to need to add anything to it. Got my jars here. I'm just using regular pint jars. I'm going to fill these pint jars in. I'm going to pack everything good and tight. Make sure there's no air gaps in here whatsoever, and then I'm going to wipe the top rim of the jar off with a little bit of vinegar on a paper towel, and I'm going to put my hot canning lid on top of this so I can get it in the pressure canner. When I got a few of these done up, I'm going to show you what that looks like before I start pressure canning these guys. You can see here I got a couple of my jars filled. I want to show you guys this. That moisture from the potatoes, from those thawed potatoes, and the liquid that was in the corned beef, that makes the liquid that you need to cover this when you're canning this. So I'm going to wipe the mouths of these jars off now and get a lid on these. I'm going to get them in the canner, and then we're going to start processing these. Alright, I got my canner loaded, and I process these pints of corned beef hash at a full 15 pounds of pressure for 75 minutes. I only can these in pints because 1 pint is usually enough for a meal for 3 to 4 people, especially if you add like some fried eggs or something like that along in with it. When they're done, I'll show you what the finished jars look like. Alright guys, this is what the finished corned beef hash looks like. Now this is going to take a day or so for it to set up, and you're going to see the fat from the corned beef solidify and turn white inside this jar, and it's going to look just like this right here. This is one that I done a couple of months ago, and give you a little bit of an idea what it looks like. But anyway, just wanted to do a quick video here, and I'll tell you guys how I make my own canned corned beef hash. This is Modern Refugee. I appreciate all my subscribers out there. Hope you guys are getting a little information, a little entertainment out of my videos. You guys have a great day.